Bam, badam, badam. Welcome to the channel. Great to be here again. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Thank you for always showing up, for being consistent in showing up. And that's something I would like to talk about today, the difference between consistency and persistent. Consistency means, it's just like you showing up every Wednesday, checking in once a week, to see what's happening, and even just doing it, getting up, going to work, getting up, making your bed in the morning, getting up, getting food ready for the children. If you're doing your research, getting up and writing 250 words every day, that is consistency. You are consistent doing that. Yes, if you're doing research, you should plan, or even just writing a paper, you should plan writing at least 250 words a day, at least 250 words a day. And a good way of going about that is to have your subheadings, your topics, so you can write your 250, put it aside, and tomorrow pick up, write another 250, put it aside, because they are in the different subheadings. And then in that way, you'll be consistent. And imagine if you're writing 250 words a day, right? In 2 days, you have 500. In 4 days, you have 1,000. In 1 week, you have a whole chapter you have written out. So, in that way, you're able to build up consistently. You're able to build up on that. I've also been told about exercising, that if we're consistent in the way we exercise, you go out, you run your 5 kilometers every day, or 3 times a week. You're consistent. You keep at it. You keep at it. Chipping, taking small bits at a time. So that is how we would look at being consistent. Then when you talk about persistent then looks more at um your level of tenacity, your level of resilience. You maybe submitted an assignment, and in that assignment there's no wrong. You don't say, I missed it, I didn't get it, I don't understand it, and pull out. You go back. You say, okay, I got that wrong. I always like to say, when you get something wrong, you cross it out. Say, that way doesn't work. Been there, done that, doesn't work. And then you move on to the next. You try another way. So in that way, you are being resilient. You are being persistent in how you bounce back, how you go at it again. If you're trying to write, I know the matrix in their pre-matrix season, you write and you don't get the good result, it's not the end of the world. You go for it again. You remain committed to that vision, to that end goal that you set out to achieve for yourself. And in that way, you build a level of tenacity, you build a level of resilience. You are told, oh no, you are not good enough. Say, oh, that's your own understanding. I know what I can do. And then you go for it again. You go and you equip yourself, find out, listen. I always believe that with criticisms, you are able to see your blind spots. You're able to listen to what are you getting wrong, and how can you channel your energy? How can you channel your development? How can you channel your learning? To say, I need to know about this, and you go and learn it, and you go again. I'm hoping to apply for a research rating. I went the first time, I knew I wasn't going to get it. And so I knew that even in that application, I will get some kind of feedback. And I've been told these are the areas you need to focus on. Okay, thank you. How long do I need to do that? Oh, to do this part, I need 3 months. To this, I need 6 years. To do this, I need 1 year. And so you go at it. You plan, you strategize again, and go, apply again for that rating. That is being persistent. You don't say, oh, I applied the first time, they didn't give it to me. You don't read the feedback. You just say, no, I'm going to apply, and then you apply again. The same comments that they have given you are probably the same comments they will give you, because they have not been addressed. But through that persistence, you look at where you are, take stock of where you want to be, take stock of the areas that need improvement, and go for it again. So persistence needs that level of bouncing back. You don't say, I failed and so I'm not doing it. In fact, I like to even relate it to falling forward. You learn from the mistakes, you pick up the pieces and you go at it again. That is being persistent. For those who are starting up businesses and dealing with trying to reach out to their first customers, first clients, it's not the first time you would get a yes, I'm going to give you the contract. No, you may have to go again. Saying that, don't come back, don't do this. Yeah, that door has closed, another one is opening. So you are persistent in the way you drive your business. You are persistent in the way you drive your studies. You are persistent in the way you drive your relationships. I mean, for couples who may be going through one kind of issue or another, you are persistent that, okay, I got it wrong, I'm sorry, God helping me, I'm going for it again. Persistence speaks to your ability to bounce back, your ability to go at it again, your ability not to give up, to remain committed to that goal. For some of us trying to get out of debt, you don't say, oh, because I failed last month, I failed the next month, I'm not going. No, you keep at it. Even those that are trying to get out of addictions, you don't say, because, oh, I can never give this up. No, you keep on going for it. And in that, you build your support structure. You build your community of support. For research, for instance, you may want to get into a group where like-minded people are sitting together, people who want to finish their studies, people who want to drive towards this goal they've set for themselves. You may want to find an accountability partner to say, have you done this? Have you even looked at the comments that you got back from your supervisor? You want to keep on asking. You call the first time, they didn't answer, don't say no. Someone told me once, when I was dealing with this thing of not getting feedback, she said, okay, you asked, you sent an email and she didn't answer, and says, did you follow up? It was like a huge question in my life, and it made a turning point for me. Follow up is important. Follow up. Follow up. Especially if you're able to give some timelines. 72 hours is supposed to be what it is for emails. You send an email, no response in 72 hours, you follow up, and then it doesn't mean the person did not respond. It doesn't mean they don't care, probably just slipped or haven't got there yet. So you follow up. And in following up is another way of being persistent. This person has phoned me. There's a young man who calls my husband from time to time. He's a young man, and he says, hey, hello, sir, I'd like to meet up with you. And my husband like, no, I don't have time for this. Then my husband may just say, okay, can you call me at 5 p.m.? And then he calls at 5 p.m. He's in another meeting. It doesn't happen. By the time that guy followed up like 3-4 times, out of embarrassment, my husband had to say, okay, please, I will meet with you at this time. So there is that is how you are persistent. Even the Bible tells us about it. It says, ask, knock, ask, it will be given. Seek, and then knock. So when you ask the first time, nothing, then you go around, you seek. That is how you are persistent. And then even after you've gone seeking, the seeking is not showing the way. You even go and start knocking on doors, right? That is how you are persistent. So I think the two will work together. Be consistent in what you're doing. Keep at it. Keep on getting better as you go about it. Keep on reading, keep on seeking knowledge, keep on praying in your prayer life, keep on asking, keep on thanking. You are being consistent. But persistence shows your level of tenacity and your hunger for that which you are seeking for. I hope that helps. Thank you. And please stop by. Remember to share and like the video. God bless.